Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to The Week in Gear, the show where I bring you the very best in guitar gear released in the past 7 days. In fact, as well as official releases, there's also some leaks that we're going to talk about at the end of the video, so stick around. Yeah, so it's the week after NAMM, which traditionally means no new gear releases. But that's not the case this year. However, this is the case from this week's sponsor, Pedaltrain. I know you don't want to carry pedals to practice in a plastic bag. I know how frustrating it is to miss that solo boost because your pedals are all trying to escape. So you should check out what Pedaltrain have to offer to keep those naughty pedals nailed down. From the ultra-compact Nanos to the city-sized Terra 42s, Pedaltrain have a board for you. Check them out at the link below. Okay, in at number 5 this week, a 335 from Epiphone. The Epiphone Jim James ES335/70s WF, which stands for walnut finish. Now, I honestly have not heard of Jim James before I saw this Epiphone release. I know he's the singer of My Morning Jacket. I just don't know that band. But once I discovered this guitar, I did go in search of the music, and they make some beautiful stuff. Being a 335 means it's a semi-hollow body, and being an Epiphone means that semi-hollow body is laminated. It's 5-ply laminated maple. It's a 70s-inspired walnut finish with cream binding, with a slim taper C profile neck. That's mahogany with an Indian laurel fretboard and dot inlays. On the electronic side, we're looking at a pair of Epiphone Alnico Classic Pro humbuckers, so nothing super special there. But it does have CTS pots and orange drop capacitors, so a slight upgrade from the bog standard normal stuff you find in Epiphones, with obviously volume and tone for each pickup. Now, although the hardware is pretty standard for Epiphones on the Tune-o-matic and the Stoptail side of things, you've got some special 70s inspired machine heads. You've got the vintage Kluson waffle back tuners, which is really fun to say. There's also a little circle arrow thing on the truss rod cover, which honestly I don't know what that means, but if anyone is a fan of My Morning Jacket and they wish to enlighten me in the comments section, I'd be very happy about that. The Epiphone Jim James also comes with a hard case with an owl on the outside and a plush 70s gold interior. I love 335s and semi-hollow bodies, but this Jim James doesn't seem like a must-buy to me, maybe because I'm not a fan of his or I'm not a fan of his band. But spec-wise, there's nothing to me that sticks out as an absolute must-have. Now, if you are a fan of My Morning Jacket, or you absolutely have to have that walnut 70s finish, then this kind of makes sense at around €1,000, $900, whatever that is in your local currency. But don't forget that for about $650, 650 euros, you can get a standard Epiphone 335, which is extremely similar spec-wise. So if you're not into My Morning Jacket or brown 70s finishes, I would recommend you just go for the standard ES335 from Epiphone or some other semi-hollow body guitar. In at number 4 is the JRV8 from ESP, a signature model from Javier Reyes, the guitar player in Animals as Leaders, another band that I know embarrassingly little about. Animals as Leaders always comes up in conversation when people are talking about great guitarists that are very forward-thinking and very progressive. And looking at this guitar, I think it makes sense. I think those absolutely fit together. With an 8-string double-locking Floyd Rose tremolo system and a 27-inch baritone scale, this is an 8-string that's going to set you back around $2,500. It's got a bolt-on maple and walnut neck with a maple fretboard, an older body that is finished in what I think is a beautiful metallic gold. Pickup-wise, we're looking at HSS Fishman Fluence, and there's a teeny tiny little mini toggle switch that allows you to change between the 3 different voicings of that bridge humbucker. And it comes with a hard case, which I would hope it would at that price. Now, this is a guitar that I could probably never see myself playing because I don't play 8-string guitars. But the main thing I love about this is that it doesn't look like an 8-string. Like, it took me a few seconds after first seeing the first picture to notice there was something wrong. And then, oh yeah, it's an 8-string. Because normally when I think 8-string, I think something slightly pointier or at least something with some kind of metal edge. And this is the kind of guitar that seems very versatile, and you could get away with playing, and I don't think many people would notice that you were playing an 8-string because it looks like a regular Strat. I love the gold hardware, I love the gold finish, I love everything about it, except those little abalone bars on the fretboard. I think that makes it look just a little bit cheap, and it certainly isn't cheap at $2,500. However, I am fairly certain this guitar is going to be phenomenal. In number 3, the Revv D25 6v6 all-tube combo amp. Revv have made a combo version of their D20, which I've got just here. I've given it 5 extra watts of power for some added headroom, and it's got a built-in reverb. Because it's Revv means it's got 2 notes technology built in. Don't forget, this is the D20, not the D25. But having 2 notes means that there's a load box, so you can run that to a PA system and have the amp silent if you wish, or there's headphones as well, so you can do silent practice, silent recording, or have it go through the internal vintage V30 and have it go at that XLR to wherever you want. I love this amp, and hearing Chris Barocci play a Telecaster or indeed a Strat through one of these is a delight to my ears. But I feel it had 2 shortcomings, and that was the fact that if you play it with humbuckers, it does tend to break up a little bit soon, and it was missing a reverb, so you'd always have to put one in the effects loop. Now, with the D25, they fixed what I think are the only shortcomings with this wonderful little box. Pricing-wise, I don't know. I haven't heard any pricing announced, but I'm guessing it's going to be between $1,600 and $2,000, which I think is absolutely worth it for this amp plus all the new features. It is one of the most dynamic amps I've ever played, and it is one of the best pedal platforms you can get. So if you're looking for a small tube amp that you can grab and go with, take a look at the D25. Digitech and DOD are back from the dead. It has been about a year since they were bought by Cortec, and now you can buy the pedals again. From the super crazy gonkulator to the somewhat hidden gem of the rubber neck delay, DOD have always had a strong place in my heart. In fact, my first drive pedal was a DOD FX50B or 50FXB, the yellow box based on the 250. And Digitech, well, where would the world be without Rage Against the Machine? And where would Tom Morello be without his whammy? Can you imagine a world without whammies? No, neither can I. So, if you're gassing for a DOD or a Digitech pedal, they are back on the menu. You can buy them. There are links in the video description. And the legendary Tom Cram has revealed that he's working on a new pedal project, which he hopes will be released before the end of this year. I hope it's a fuzz. On to my most exciting gear news of the week. It's a Squier Paranormal leak. Yep, the new Paranormal 2023 series from Squier has leaked onto the internet, and boy, do they have some fun stuff coming. There are 5 new Squier Paranormal series guitars coming. The first is this, the Squier Esquire Deluxe. So like someone took an Esquire and a Telecaster Deluxe and made this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's coming in 2 colors. You've got classic brown and shiny black. It's got 1 wide range humbucker at the bridge, and there's a chicken head knob right on the upper bout where the Telecaster Deluxe switch would normally be. It's a 3-way one, so I reckon that is a tone switch like it is on the original Esquire. Next up is the P90 Stratasonic, which is like if a Strat and a Les Paul Jr. had a little baby. This might be my most favorite release of my most favorite releases so far. It comes in 2 colors, TV yellow and cherry red, just like a Gibson Les Paul. And I really hope that the scale length of the neck is also Les Paul scale length, 24 3/4. I kind of doubt it. I guess it's going to be Strat length, but if they really want a Fender Squier version of the Junior, they've got to make it that Junior Gibson Les Paul scale. I would love it to be that way. So, fingers crossed. There's also this, the Paranormal Nashville. Now, this might make your eyes water with confusion at first, but I think it's brilliant. It's a Strat and it's a Tele, but the other way around. This is going to make the question Strat or Tele even more difficult, even for the people in Nashville. It comes in gold and sunburst, but it's the gold that has my vote here. Up next is a 12-string Jazzmaster. In fact, this might be my favorite. This is quirky as hell. This is as quirky as it gets, as you'd expect from the Paranormal Squiers. I love what Fender do with these Squiers. They can just kind of throw anything together because we recognize those body shapes and those specs, and we can afford them. We'll talk about price in a moment. But anyway, the Jazzmaster 12. This combines a Fender Electric 12 with a Jazzmaster body, available in blue and white, and I think you're going to see this in lots of studios around the world because it's an affordable, cool-looking 12-string. Well done, Fender and Squier, for bringing out something that is a little bit, well, a lot a bit different. And finally, there's a bass. No, it's a really cool bass. It's called the Squier Rascal bass, and it looks like this. Available in None More Black and Sherwood Green. It's got two bass wide-range humbucker pickups. It kind of reminds me of the Jaguar bass, and from the pictures, I can't tell if it's a shorter scale or not. I keep diving between, it's definitely medium or short scale, or it's the same as a P bass. I really don't know. But it reminds me of my Fender 66, which is just here. I like the green. The green is absolutely gorgeous. And I do like the black, but that pearloid pickguard is a big turn-off for me. You're probably gagging to know what the prices are, and you should be happy to know that I've seen prices between around $430 and around $500, depending on where you see the leak on the internet. And I reckon this is worth $450 of anybody's money if you're into the weirdness. Let me know which one of these is your favorite, and why is it the P90 Stratosonic? There are relevant links in the video description, as well as a link to Pedaltrain, who made this video possible. So, if you want to keep your pedals nicely organized and safely tucked away, check out the link. Considering it's the week after NAMM, I think we've had some real proper treats. Let me know what your favorite was in the comments section, and click the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any future gear news from me. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.